Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillah-ir-Rahman-ir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the initial 40 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards the angel Nuril, the angel of testing through light and guidance. Among the vast celestial hierarchy that serves Allah's divine will, angel Nūrīl, whose name means the light of Allah or bearer of divine illumination, holds a unique and awe-inspiring station. Unlike the angels of wrath or battle, angel Nuril is the angel of testing through illumination, the one who examines the hearts of prophets, saints, and believers not by fire or punishment, but by the blinding brilliance of divine light. Where other angels test with hardship, deprivation, or external trial, Nuril tests through inner exposure, by revealing truth so intense that only the pure in heart can endure it. According to the mystical traditions of early Islamic theosophy and the teachings of the Tasawwufi masters, Angel Nuril is the embodiment of divine verification. He is the one who brings spiritual light that tests sincerity. When Nuril descends, veils are lifted, illusions are shattered, and hidden intentions come into view. It is said that he was among the angels who first bowed before Prophet Adam, not merely in obedience, but in recognition of the Nur Muhammadi, the primordial light of Muhammad, shining within Prophet Adam. These are the beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light of Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. Thus, Nuril's role began at the dawn of human creation, to distinguish true recognition of the divine light from arrogant resistance, cloaked in intellect and pride. Throughout the history of revelation, Nuril has appeared in moments when faith was tested by knowledge itself, when divine truth was revealed in ways that challenged comprehension and loyalty. The tests of light are the most subtle and perilous, for they do not come through calamity or suffering, but through the burden of divine understanding. It was Nuril, according to certain mystical narrations, who accompanied Angel Jibril when he brought the first divine command to the Prophet, the command Iqra, meaning read. His presence ensured that the Prophet's heart could withstand the blaze of the revelation and that his faith would not falter beneath the radiance of divine truth. In the Tasawwufi path, the descent of Angel Nuril symbolizes the stage of Imtihan al-Nur, the trial of spiritual illumination. When a seeker advances on the path, there comes a point where Allah grants flashes of divine insight, glimpses of His majesty and beauty. But these illuminations are not always a gift, they are a test. The seeker may become overwhelmed by pride, mistaking the reflection of divine light for his own enlightenment. At that moment, Angel Nuril stands as examiner. If the seeker remains humble and attributes all radiance to Allah, he passes. But if he claims it as his own, his light becomes a veil that blinds him from the truth. The early mystics described Angel Nuril's appearance as a form made entirely of light, transparent yet unbearable to gaze upon. His wings, countless in number, are said to be veined with rays of emerald, sapphire, and white brilliance, each wing representing a degree of divine wisdom. When Angel Nuril moves, his motion creates waves of light that cleanse the spiritual atmosphere, dispelling the shadows of doubt, confusion, and hypocrisy from those near him. Yet, to the unprepared soul, his light feels like torment, for falsehood cannot exist before his radiance. In this sense, Angel Nuril is both the purifier and the tester, a heavenly balance between mercy and discernment. He carries the scales by which faith is weighed in the unseen realm, and the record of those who succeed or fail his trial is sealed by other angels under his command. Sufi texts speak of his hidden presence in moments of divine inspiration, deep prayer, and visions, where he offers no words, only the silent question, "Will you see the light as mine or as yours?" Thus, Angel Nuril's test is among the most refined in the spiritual hierarchy, not of body or circumstance, but of heart, humility, and perception. He reminds both prophets and seekers that the greatest trial is not to endure darkness, but to remain sincere in the presence of divine light. Before going further, a quick update. All our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now let's continue. Quranic mentions. 1. The light of Allah as a test for the believers, mentioned in Surah An-Nūr verse 35. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The example of His light is like a niche within which is a lamp. The lamp is within glass, the glass as if it were a pearly white star, lit from a blessed olive tree, neither of the east nor of the west, whose oil would almost glow even if untouched by fire. Light upon light! Allah guides to His light whom He wills. This verse is the central axis for understanding Angel Nuril. According to Hazrat Ibn Arabi, Angel Nuril is the angelic manifestation of this divine light, descending to hearts to test who can receive light upon light without ego. 2. The trial of light given to the prophets, mentioned in Surah Al-An'am, verse 122, is he who was dead, and we gave him life, and made for him a light, by which to walk among the people like him, who is in darkness, never to emerge therefrom. Thus we have made fair seeming to the disbelievers that which they were doing. This verse refers to the spiritual revival by divine illumination, the moment Angel Nuril tests hearts by granting understanding of truth. 3. Light as a measure of guidance, mentioned in Surah Al-Taghabun verse 8. So believe in Allah and His Messenger and the light which we have sent down, and Allah is all aware of what you do. The light which we have sent down is interpreted by mystics as both the Qur'an and the angelic light that accompanies revelation. In this sense, Angel Nūrīl is that descending light of divine imtihan. 4. The separation of light and darkness, mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 257. Allah is the protector of those who have faith. He brings them out of the depths of darkness into light. But those who reject faith, their patrons are false deities who take them out of light into darkness. The bringing out of darkness into light is understood as the angelic work of Angel Nuril in every believer's journey. 5. The test of spiritual sight, mentioned in Surah Al-Hadid verses 12 and 13. On the day you shall see the believing men and the believing women, their light running before them and on their right. It will be said, good news for you this day, gardens beneath which rivers flow to dwell therein forever. On that day, the hypocrites will call to the believers, wait for us, let us have some of your light. It will be said, go back behind you and seek light. In this verse, the contrast of light between believers and hypocrites is the culmination of Angel Nuril's work in the world, testing sincerity through illumination. 6. The trial of perception and revelation, mentioned in Surah Al-Isra verse 82. And we send down of the Qur'an that which is a healing and a mercy for the believers, but it does not increase the wrongdoers except in loss. The same light that heals one heart blinds another. This duality is the trial governed by angel Nuril. 7. The test through the divine word, mentioned Surah Al-Baqarah verse 2. This is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah. The book itself carries angel Nuril's signature. It illuminates or veils depending on the heart's purity. 8. The light of the Prophet Muhammad, mentioned in Surah Al-Ahzab verse 46. And as one who invites to Allah by His permission and as an illuminating lamp. Here, the Prophet is described as Sirajan Munira, an illuminating lamp, and Nuril is seen as the angel that upholds this prophetic light in every age. 9. The light given to the faithful, mentioned in Surah At-Taghabun verse 9, and will admit those who believe and do righteous deeds to gardens beneath which rivers flow, abiding therein forever. That is the great success. And those who disbelieve and deny our signs, they are the companions of the fire. The signs mentioned in this verse refers to lights, tests of recognition brought by Nuril. 10. The trial of light and darkness within the self, mentioned in Surah An-Nūr verse 40, or their deeds are like darknesses within a vast deep sea, covered by waves, upon which are waves, over which are clouds, darknesses one above another. When one puts out his hand, he can hardly see it, and he to whom Allah has not granted light, for him there is no light. To lack angel Nuril's touch is to live in inner blindness. His descent grants basira, spiritual sight. 11. The descent of light with revelation, mentioned in Surah Ash-Shura, verse 52. And thus we have revealed to you a spirit of our command. You did not know what is the book of faith, but we have made it a light by which we guide whom we will of our servants. Here, the spirit of our command is understood as a descending spiritual angel, Nurīl accompanying Jibreel to strengthen revelation. 12. The testing of believers by light, mentioned in Surah Al-Anfal verse 29. O you who have believed, if you fear Allah, He will grant you a criterion and will remove from you your misdeeds and forgive you. That criterion, termed as Furqan, is the inner light distinguishing truth from falsehood, angel Nuril's test of discernment. The inner light of guidance, mentioned in Surah Az-Zumar verse 22. So is one whose breast Allah has expanded to Islam, so he is upon a light from his Lord. Then woe to those whose hearts are hardened against the remembrance of Allah. This light from his Lord, termed as Nurun min Rabbihi in this verse, is directly linked to angel Nuril's luminous testing. 14. The light of the divine throne, mentioned in Surah Yunus verse 25. Allah invites to the home of peace and guides whom He wills to a straight path. According to Tasawufi Tafsir, angel Nuril acts as the intermediary of this guidance. His descent aligns the soul with the straight path, the Sirat al-Mustaqim. 15. The light as a manifestation of divine test, mentioned in Surah At-Taghabun verse 8. So believe in Allah and His Messenger and the light which we have sent down. Repeated here to emphasize its pivotal role in describing divine testing through illumination. 16. The ultimate light of the hereafter, mentioned in Surah Al-Hadid verse 28. O you who have believed, fear Allah and believe in His Messenger. He will give you a double portion of His mercy and make for you a light by which you will walk. This is the highest fruit of passing angel Nuril's test, being granted light to walk with in this world and the next. 17. The test of those who claim light, mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf verse 110. So whoever hopes for the meeting with his Lord, let him do righteous work and not associate in the worship of his Lord anyone. The meeting, termed as Lika Allah, happens when Angel Nuril tests the seeker's sincerity in the vision of divine light. 18. The final separation by light, mentioned in Surah Al-Hadid, verse 13. It will be said, "Go back and seek light." The end of all tests, the last division of those who truly saw the light of Allah versus those who only mimicked it. In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water, the creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, the firmament dome above the flat earth, actual shape of the earth according to the Qur'an and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the kursi, meaning the footstool of Allah, the arsh, meaning the throne of Allah, Law al-Mahfuz, meaning the sacred tablet, the second creation of Allah, al-Kalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now, let's continue. Hadith mentions 1. Sahih Muslim Hadith 2996. The Prophet said, "The angels were created from light, the jinn from smokeless fire, and Adam from that which has been described to you." This hadith shows the foundation of Nuril's nature, angels as beings of pure light. 2. Sahih Muslim Hadith 179. Sayyida Aisha said, "I saw the Prophet receive revelation on a very cold day, and yet his forehead would sweat. That was because of the heaviness of the message brought by the angel." This hadith shows that angels of light are transmitters of revelation. Nuril is among those who test through light, carrying truth that weighs heavily upon the human vessel. 3. Sahih Bukhari, Hadith 3215. The Prophet said, "When Allah loves a servant, He calls Jibril and says, 'I love so-and-so, so love him.' Then Jibril loves him and calls out to the inhabitants of heaven, 'Allah loves so-and-so, so love him.' So the dwellers of the heavens love him, and acceptance is placed for him on the earth." Here, Angel Jibril acts as the angel of divine illumination, spreading the Nūr of divine favor across realms. 4. Sahih Muslim Hadith 811. When Allah decrees a matter in the heaven, the angels beat their wings in submission to His word, making a sound like a chain striking a rock. When the fear is banished from their hearts, they say, "What has your Lord said?" They say, "The truth, and He is the Most High, the Great." Here the angels of light respond to divine command, descending as light bearers to manifest the truth. 5. Musnad Ahmad Hadith 26123. The Prophet said, "There are angels who travel the earth seeking out gatherings of remembrance, meaning dhikr. When they find one, they surround it with their wings up to the heaven." Here, Angel Nuril's order includes such angels, bringing light to the hearts of those in remembrance. 6. Sahih Muslim Hadith 2637. Angels alternate among you by night and by day, and they gather at the Fajr and Asr prayers. Then those who have stayed among you ascend, and Allah asks them, though He knows best, "How did you leave my servants?" They say, "We left them while they were praying, and we came to them while they were praying." Here, these angels sustain the believer's light of faith, a continual trial of vigilance under divine observation. 7. Jami at-Tirmidhi Hadith 2317. When a servant weeps out of fear of Allah, his tears fall upon the earth, and Allah forbids the fire from touching that place. Angels stand by him with light. Here, angels of light accompany sincere repentance, testing hearts with divine tenderness. 8. Sahih al-Bukhari Hadith 7047. When Allah wills to guide someone, He opens his heart to Islam, and when He wills to leave him astray, He makes his heart tight and constricted as if he were climbing up the sky. Commentators say angels of light descend to expand the chest, meaning Shah al-Sada, a function tied to angel Nuril's luminous testing. Sunan An-Nasa'i Hadith 5323. There is not a night except that the angels descend, some bringing mercy and others recording deeds, and a ray of light shines upon the worshipper who remembers Allah. This light is the tangible manifestation of angelic presence, a hallmark of Nuril's descent. 10. Musnad Ahmad Hadith 11709. The Prophet said, "When Allah intends good for a servant, He makes for him a light in his heart by which he sees the truth and recognizes falsehood." Tasawwufi commentators identify this as the direct function of angels like Nuril, testing faith by illumination. 11. Al-Tabarani Al-Mujam Al-Kabir Hadith 10321. When a believer prays in solitude, the angels draw near him until his heart becomes radiant, and Allah boasts of him before His angels, saying, "Look at my servant. He remembers me though unseen by you." Here, reflection of inner light is the angelic radiance interacting with human sincerity. 12. Kanz al Hadith 39,033. There are angels of light who test the hearts of believers. If the heart is sincere, they increase its light. If it is false, they withdraw. This hadith direct attribution to angels of trial through light, the essence of Nuril's function. 13. Al-Bahaki Shu'ab al-Iman Hadith 3685. The light of the believer's face in the hereafter is according to the light of his deeds, and that light is accompanied by the angels who recorded them. This hadith shows the interlinking of deeds, angelic recorders, and the light that emanates from within. 14. Ibn Hibban Hadith 2880. Angels descend upon those who remember Allah sincerely, and tranquility, meaning sakina, covers them, mercy envelops them, and light fills their gathering. This hadith gives an explicit description of angelic light enveloping Dika, a Nuril-related moment. 15. Hadith of Abu Nu'aym Hilyat al-Awliya. The Prophet said, "The light which Allah places in the heart of the believer is brighter than the sun, yet the heedless cannot see it." Tasawwufi commentators link this hadith to angels of light, those who kindle and sustain inner illumination. Description and numbers. The angels of light and guidance are among the most mysterious and radiant orders within the celestial hierarchies. Created from the first veil of divine light, the hijab al-Nur, their essence is purity itself. Neither fire nor matter, but a form of intelligent luminosity that carries the vibration of divine revelation and the weight of testing hearts. Their number is vast beyond measure. Classical scholars such as Imam al-Qurtubi and al-Suyuti narrate that for every ray of divine light that descends upon a servant, there are 70,000 angels assigned to carry, transmit, and reflect that light. The Prophet said that between the seventh heaven and the throne are oceans of light filled with angels who glorify Allah day and night, and among them are the angels of testing through illumination, the Nuril order. They are said to be innumerable, but certain masters spoke of 7 chief ranks within this luminous host, each rank commanding 70,000 sub-angels, making a total of 490 million angelic beings of light, though this is symbolic rather than numerical. Each rank radiates a different color of divine manifestation: the white light of guidance, the Nur al-Hidayah, through which faith enters hearts; the golden light of revelation, the Nur al-Wahi, accompanying prophets and messengers; the green light of tranquility, the Nur as-Sakina, descending upon the hearts of the Awliya and saints; the blue light of patience, the Nur as-Saba, testing the believer in hardship; the red light of love, the Nur al-Mahaba, which burns away hypocrisy; the silver light of knowledge, the Nur al-Ilm, by which the mind perceives divine signs; the black light of majesty, the Nur al-Jalal, an overpowering illumination that tests the soul's endurance before the hidden face of Allah. Each of these rays is governed by a distinct commander, but Nuril is known as the Sahib al-Imtihan bi-il-Nur, the archangel of testing through light, who stands between the realms of guidance and trial. His light can enlighten or blind; it reveals truth to the sincere and veils it from the arrogant. When Allah tests a servant, Angel Nuril's rays are directed toward the heart. If the heart is pure, the light expands it; if it is corrupt, the same light contracts it and becomes a test of blindness. According to esoteric narrations preserved by the early masters, these angels dwell in the realm called Alam al-Anwar, between the preserved tablet and the throne. They do not descend unless commanded, and when they do, they bring with them waves of subtle light that influence dreams, awakenings and unveilings, meaning kashf. They are also present in the circles of dhikr, accompanying the seeker who recites the divine names sincerely, filling the space around him with layers of radiant beings. Each recitation of La ilaha illa Allah summons 70 angels from Angel Nuril's host to write the utterance in light upon the heart. Their forms are not fixed. To the prophets, they appeared as columns of pure light; to saints, as shimmering figures with faces like polished mirrors; and to common believers, they are perceived inwardly as sudden clarity, serenity, or tears that flow during remembrance. Angel Nuril himself is described in Sufi cosmology as having 70,000 faces, each face reflecting a unique attribute of Allah, and from each face emanate 100,000 rays that spread across the universe. Thus, his light sustains both the test and the guidance of creation. Role with the prophets. 1. Prophet Adam. When Allah created Prophet Adam from clay, He breathed into him of His spirit. The breath carried Angel Nuril's presence, for Angel Nuril was among the angels who stood nearest when the light of divine consciousness entered the human form. As Prophet Adam opened his eyes to existence, Angel Nuril shone upon his heart, testing his awareness of the one who gave him life. When Prophet Adam was placed in paradise, the trial of light began. Would he follow the radiance of divine command or be deceived by the false reflection offered by Iblis? According to Tasawwufi interpretation, this moment marked the first Imtihan bil Nur, the trial by light. Light was present in both the command and the temptation, but only the heart anchored in divine awareness could distinguish between them. Angel Nuril's light withdrew when Prophet Adam erred, yet his repentance through the names of the Prophet Muhammad, as recorded in Al-Hakim's Mustadrak, Hadith 4228, caused that light to return, symbolizing that the true guidance of light lies in the Muhammadan reality. 2. Prophet Nuh. When the world was drowned in disbelief, Angel Nuril's rays became a beacon in the ark of Prophet Nuh. Allah says in Surah Al-Qamar 13 and 14, "And we carried him on a ship made of planks and nails, sailing under our eyes, a reward for him who had been denied. According to Imam al-Qushayri, the eyes here symbolize divine awareness and light that guarded Prophet Nuh and his companions, the manifestation of Angel Nuril's host surrounding the ark. The flood was both punishment and purification. The same light that guided Prophet Nuh blinded his enemies. Angel Nuril's light split the storm, marking the division between those who believed in the unseen and those who mocked divine truth. 3. Prophet Ibrahim. When Prophet Ibrahim was thrown into the fire by Nimrod, Allah said in Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 69, "O fire, be coolness and peace upon Ibrahim." According to Hazrat Ibn Abbas, this command was executed by the angels of light, led by Nuril, who wrapped Ibrahim in the light of Sakina, meaning tranquility, making the flames harmless. Here, Nuril's role was to transform the trial into serenity, showing that the true fire burns the ego, not the faithful. In Tasawwufi tafsir, this event represents the soul's inner trial, the fire of annihilation, meaning fana is only cooled by divine light. Thus, Angel Nūrīl tested Ibrahim with external flames to ignite the inner light of certainty, meaning yaqeen. 4. Prophet Musa. At Mount Tur, when Prophet Musa longed to see Allah, the Qur'an says in Surah Al-Araf, verse 143, when his Lord manifested his glory to the mountain, he made it crumble, and Prophet Musa fell unconscious. That Tajali, meaning manifestation, was the light of Nuril's host, a controlled burst of divine illumination. Even the mountain could not bear it, showing that Angel Nuril's light tests even the prophets in the limits of perception. Later, when Prophet Musa descended with the tablets, his face shone with radiance, and the Israelites could not look upon him. According to Imam al-Ghazali, this was Prophet Nuril's light reflected through Prophet Musa's soul, a sign that divine knowledge can only be borne by a purified vessel. The same light became a test. Would his people follow the illuminated message or turn to the golden calf's glittering illusion? 5. Prophet Isa. Prophet Isa was described as a spirit from Allah. In Tasawwufi cosmology, Angel Nuril's angels were his constant companions, enveloping him in the light of compassion, the Nur al-Rahmah, and miraculous power, the Nur al-Mujiza. They strengthened him with the Ruh al-Qudus, the Holy Spirit. The miracles of healing, reviving the dead, and perceiving hearts were manifestations of Angel Nuril's radiance, testing both believers and doubters. Those who saw divine power recognized it as light. Those who rejected it were blinded by their own arrogance. According to Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani, Angel Nuril's test with Isa was to separate love from attachment, to reveal who followed the light for Allah and who worshipped the light itself. 6. Prophet Muhammad. In the Seal of Prophets, Angel Nuril's mission reached its perfection. Allah says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 15, "There has come to you from Allah a light and a clear book," and in Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 107, "And we sent you not but as a mercy to all worlds." The Prophet's very being was the embodiment of Angel Nuril's light, not a single ray, but the source from which all divine radiance descends. The angels of Nurīl surrounded him from the womb to the Miraj, the ascension. During the night journey, the Prophet passed through veils of light, each guarded by legions of Nuril's angels who tested even his purified heart with the words, "Advance, O beloved, if your love be true." This was the final imtihan bil nur, the testing of the perfect light by the light of the divine. As the Prophet said, "The first thing Allah created was my light," as recorded in Al-Tabarani, Al-Mujam, Al-Kabir. Thus, all light, all testing, and all guidance trace back to him, the source through which Nuril and his hosts received their command to shine. Tasawwufi and Tariqat symbolism. In Tasawwufi cosmology, Nuril from Nur, meaning divine light, is not simply an angel of illumination. He is the mirror of divine testing, the luminous gate through which the seeker's sincerity is measured. The saints describe him as the angel of inner unveiling, meaning Kashf al-Batin, and the custodian of veiled realities. His light purifies, but also exposes. It heals, but can burn those unprepared to see beyond the self. 1. The dual nature of Nur, the light. According to Imam al-Ghazali, the light meaning Nur has two faces. One reveals the truth, the haqq, to the pure-hearted. The other conceals it through brilliance, blinding those whose hearts remain attached to form. Angel Nuril's essence embodies this paradox. He is the trial through enlightenment. When he descends upon a servant, the person may experience overwhelming illumination, visions, or spiritual ecstasy, meaning wajd. Yet that very ecstasy tests whether the seeker loves Allah himself or merely the sweetness of his light. Thus, in Tasawwufi terms, Angel Nuril represents the test of light versus source. Can the murid distinguish between divine manifestation, meaning Tajali, and divine essence, meaning Zat? 2. Angel Nuril as the keeper of the veils, meaning Hujub al-Anwar. In the teachings of Hazrat Ibn Arabi, Angel Nuril stands at the threshold between the realm of spirits, the Alam al-Arwah, and the realm of divine presence, the Hadrat al-Lahut. He is one of the angels of the veils, the Malaikat al-Hujub. His light forms the barriers of perception that prevent souls from direct annihilation in the divine radiance. Every seeker's journey involves passing through the veils of Angel Nuril, one light after another. These veils are called Al-Hujub al-Nuriyah, 70,000 layers of light mentioned in the Hadith of Muslim, Book 1, Hadith 179. Allah has 70,000 veils of light and darkness. If He were to lift them, the splendor of His face would consume all of creation. In this interpretation, Nuril is the guardian of those veils. He appears to advanced mystics during fana, meaning self-annihilation, testing whether they can pass through light without mistaking it for the ultimate goal. 3. The inner battle, the nafs and the nur. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani described the encounter with Angel Nuril as the subtle jihad, not of sword or tongue, but of heart and perception. He wrote, "Beware of being deceived by light before you are annihilated in the one who sends it, for sometimes light is a test greater than darkness." Thus, Angel Nuril's descent upon the soul often coincides with the height of a seeker's progress, when visions, kashf, and dreams multiply. These are not gifts alone, they are imtihanat al-nur, tests of humility and discernment. In tariqat, the spiritual path, the murshid warns the disciple, if you see light in prayer, be silent. If you hear a voice, wait for confirmation. If you feel elevation, remain in prostration. These teachings echo the wisdom of the Angel Nuril stage. Illumination without grounding leads to spiritual vanity, while light received with surrender leads to gnosis, meaning marifa. 4. Nuril and the 7 stations of light. According to Shams al-Tabriz, Angel Nuril's light governs 7 inner stations, the maqamat al-Nur within the seeker, light of submission, the Nur al-Islam when faith begins and the soul learns surrender, light of knowledge, the Nur al-Ilm, illumination through understanding of divine law, light of action. The Nur al-Amal, light manifests in deeds of sincerity. Light of patience, the Nur al-Sabr, the heart remains luminous through hardship. Light of love, the Nur al-Mahabba, the self dissolves in divine affection. Light of unity, the Nur al-Tawheed, duality fades, only one remains. Light of reality, the Nur al-Hakika, where Angel Nūrīl unveils the mirror of divine self. Passing through these 7 lights is spiritual transformation, and Angel Nūrīl is both the guide and examiner at each stage. 5. The secret of Angel Nūrīl and the Muhammadan light, the Nur Muhammadi. Maulana Rumi said, "When you see a light that guides you to humility, that is the Prophet's light. When you see a light that praises yourself, that is the test of Nuril. Here lies the highest tasawwufi secret. Angel Nuril's light is borrowed from the prophetic light, the Nur Muhammadi, but sent as a trial, not as mercy. It separates the true lover of Allah from the one who loves the reflection." In esoteric teaching, Nuril is known as the examiner of the Muhammadan covenant, the Al-Mithaq al-Nuri, the one who tests who among creation remembers the primordial pledge of "Am I not your Lord?" as stated in Surah Al-Araf, verse 172. When the seeker's heart answers yes, Angel Nuril departs, for his purpose is complete. The soul has remembered its origin and passed the trial of light. 6. The esoteric symbol of Angel Nuril in Tasawwufi symbolism. His color is pure white mingled with gold, representing the union of mercy and majesty. His element is the ether of illumination, subtler than fire, swifter than thought. His direction is above the heart, where divine inspirations descend. His domain is between Angel Gabriel, the bearer of revelation, and Angel Israfil, the blower of awakening, for he tests before revelation and after resurrection. His presence in meditation is often perceived as a shimmer or silent brilliance accompanied by calm, humility, or tears, the signs that the light has been recognized, not worshipped. 7. Hidden meaning in the words of Hazrat Ibn Arabi. Light is both the path and the veil. The one who is veiled by it fails the test. The one who walks through it reaches the source. Thus, the secret of Angel Nuril lies in realizing that divine light is not the end, but the means to dissolve in the infinite. He is not the angel of answers, but of questions. Each beam of light he sends into a seeker's heart asks, "Do you love me or for my radiance?" Only when the heart replies in silence and surrender does the trial of Angel Nuril transform into union, where the seeker's inner light is no longer his own, but the echo of the light that has no beginning. Commentaries from the Tasawwufi masters. 1. Imam al-Ghazali. In Mishkat al-Anwar, Imam al-Ghazali defines Nur as that by which things are revealed. He explains that divine light tests the heart to determine whether it clings to creation or turns to the Creator. He wrote, "Every light that descends upon the heart bears a command and a test. If it leads to awe, humility, and repentance, it is divine. If it leads to self-admiration and claim, it is from the veil." Thus, in Ghazali's spiritual psychology, Angel Nuril is the testing angel of that descending light, the one who examines the seeker's reaction to revelation, illumination, or kashf. He is the gatekeeper of sincerity, ensuring that no one reaches divine intimacy through pride. Imam Ghazali hints that when Angel Nuril visits, the heart burns in yearning and melts away the ego. 2. Hazrat Ibn Arabi in Futuhat al-Makkiyah and Fusus al-Hikam. Hazrat Ibn Arabi speaks of countless angels created from divine light, each representing an aspect of knowledge or testing. Among them, the angel who governs the descent of testing light is identified with what later masters called Angel Nuril. He describes this angel as the spirit that examines hearts when the light of divine self-disclosure, the Tajalli, descends. He measures the capacity of the servant to bear the light of truth. According to Hazrat Ibn Arabi, Angel Nuril's presence is not external, but a manifestation of the divine attribute Al-Nur within the servant. When the seeker reaches the station of Fana fi Al-Nur, the annihilation in the light, Angel Nuril's veil dissolves and only the light of Allah remains. He writes, "When the angel of light tests you, he is the mirror of your state. The pure see purity in him, the veiled see confusion. Hence, Hazrat Ibn Arabi saw Nuril as the intermediary of self-knowledge through divine reflection." 3. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani. In Futu al-Ghaib and his sermons, Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani often warned his disciples against being deceived by light. He said, "There are lights that mislead and lights that guide. The angel of testing appears when you are near acceptance to test whether your love is for the light or for the Lord of Light." This statement directly refers to the reality personified by Angel Nurīl, the angel who brings a radiant experience meant to reveal attachment. Hazrat Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani explains that those who pass the test of Nuril become friends of Allah, the Aliyaha, and those who fail become prisoners of spiritual vanity. He also described Angel Nuril's descent as a tremor of the heart and a flash of unseen brilliance, during which the seeker must remain silent, grounded, and watchful. 4. Shams al-Tabriz, Hazra Shams, the spiritual master of Maulana Rumi. In the Maqalat-e Shams, Hazrat Shams al-Tabriz speaks of the light that comes to test the lover, a light that many mistake for divine union, though it is a gate of purification. He said, "When the light of truth comes, it burns the false lover first. That light is a messenger. It examines the heart for sincerity." This corresponds directly to the angelic function of Angel Nūrīl, who, in Sufi cosmology, is the inspector of love, the Malak al-Imtihan fi al-Mahabba. Hazrat Shams explained that true vision of Angel Nūrīl humbles and silences, false visions excite and inflate. He taught that Angel Nuril's flame burns away nafs until only love, without expectation, remains. When that light fills your heart, do not speak. Wait until silence itself becomes your answer. 5. Maulana Jalal ad-Din Rumi. Maulana Rumi, the disciple of Hazrat Shams Tabriz, often writes about Noor as both the path and the test. He poetically refers to the angel of light's trial as the radiant visitor from beyond form. He wrote, "Do not think every light is your friend. Some lights come to test your eyes. If you look with love, they guide you. If you look with pride, they blind you." This perfectly captures the function of Angel Nūrīl. He descends to filter the sincere from the insincere. In Maulana Rumi's symbolism, Nūrīl is the first dawn of awakening, which can either open the door to divine love, meaning marifa, or close it if the seeker becomes intoxicated with the light itself. Maulana Rumi further states, "God's light has 1,000 angels, each testing a different heart. When one angel departs, another arrives until you see that all light was one." This alludes to the chain of angelic trials of illumination, with Angel Nūrīl being the first gatekeeper on the path of divine unveiling, meaning Tajalli, possibility of seeing them. 1. Vision in real life. In the teachings of the masters of Tasawwuf, Angel Nūrīl rarely manifests in a physical, human form like Angel Jibril did before the prophets. Instead, Angel Nuril's appearance is an epiphanic phenomenon. His descent is felt through light, state, and circumstance. Tasawwufi masters explain that the true vision of Angel Nuril does not occur by the eyes of the body, but through the eye of the heart, the Ayn al-Qalb. When the seeker is approaching a high station of knowledge or unveiling meaning, marifa, this angel appears as a burst of intense pure light, sometimes surrounding the seeker in white golden brilliance, sometimes descending like a column or stream of radiance that penetrates deeply into the soul. Imam al-Ghazali describes this encounter in Mishkat al-Anwar. There are lights that descend from the unseen which test the heart for sincerity. Some are radiant with joy, others blinding in awe. The true test of Angel Nuril's vision lies in response. Those who remain humble and absorbed in remembrance of Allah have truly seen. Those who feel pride or self-satisfaction have failed the test. Tasawwufi narratives also describe occasions where advanced saints and aliyah witnessed beams or veils of pure light filling their prayer spaces. This was interpreted as Angel Nuril's descent to measure the servant's spiritual readiness for the next unveiling. According to Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani, when a seeker sees such a light, they must ask, "O Lord, if this light is from you, increase me in humility. If it is from my nafs, veil it from me." Thus, the outer seeing of Angel Nūrīl is not about vision, but about how one stands before divine illumination without being consumed. 2. Vision in dreams. In the world of dreams, Angel Nūrīl often manifests as a radiant being of tremendous peace and silent majesty, clothed in light, sometimes winged and luminous, other times appearing as a sun that does not burn. Tasawwufi dream manuals and accounts suggest that seeing such a light being who does not speak but whose gaze penetrates one's heart is a sign of divine testing through enlightenment. If the dreamer feels tranquility, it is a test of gratitude. If they feel awe or fear, it is a test of steadfastness. If they are blinded or confused, it is a warning to purify intention before divine light. According to Hazrat Ibn Arabi, dreams of light-bearing angels are trials of proximity. The dreamer is being asked to differentiate between the attraction to beauty and the surrender to truth. Hazrat Shams al-Tabriz interpreted such dreams as the fire of love clothed in light. He said, "When the beloved sends his light in your sleep, he asks, 'Do you love me or do you love the light I wear?' Therefore, in dream vision, Angel Nūrīl tests the sincerity of love, detachment from form, and the purity of one's yearning. 3. Vision in Kashf, the inner spiritual unveiling. In the higher states of Kashf and Mukashafa, the mutual revelation between soul and divine realm, Angel Nūrīl appears as the first emanation of divine light that a soul must pass through before attaining gnosis, meaning marifa. The Arifan, meaning knowers of Allah, describe this experience as the dawn within the heart, a moment where divine light descends and everything else becomes silent and transparent. This is the realm referred to by Ibn Arabi as the veils of light that separate the servant from annihilation. In the real, the descent of Angel Nūrīl here represents the final testing before nearness to Allah. He may present knowledge, power, or ecstasy to see if the seeker claims it for themselves. He may reveal visions of angels or heavens to test attachment to image over essence. He may veil the heart with darkness immediately after illumination to see if the seeker remains steadfast. In this state, Angel Nūrīl is described as neither male nor female, neither angel nor energy, but a divine consciousness that questions the soul's readiness to bear the truth of light. Maulana Rumi encapsulates this mystery. Before the sun rises within, the angel of dawn stands at your chest. He asks, "Can you bear the fire of light without claiming its glow?" In Kash, those who answer with submission find that the light no longer blinds but transforms into guidance, and they pass from the stage of imtihan, meaning testing, to hidayah, meaning guidance. Role in the grave. When a human being is laid into the grave, the first descent of light after the withdrawal of worldly senses is the light of testing, and this is where the subtle function of Angel Nūrīl begins. While angels Munkar and Nakir question the soul with words, Angel Nūrīl tests with illumination. He does not speak, but his light shines upon the heart to reveal the truth of the person's inner faith. According to many Tasawwufi commentators, this light represents the reflection of one's faith during life. If it was sincere, the light of Angel Nūrīl will envelope the grave with radiance, turning it into a garden of paradise. But if the faith was shallow or false, this light will burn and fade, leaving behind a chill darkness, the soul's first punishment. In Hadith of Sunan Tirmidhi and Musnad Ahmad, the Prophet said, "The grave is either a garden from the gardens of paradise or a pit from the pits of hell." Tasawwufi masters interpret this garden as the space filled with the light of divine acceptance, where Angel Nūrīl's presence stabilizes the soul, guarding it from the terror of isolation. Thus, the grave becomes the first mirror of Angel Nūrīl's purpose, to test whether divine light that touched the person in life has truly entered their essence. Role in the Barzakh. In the realm of Barzakh, between death and resurrection, the soul resides in an environment created by its inner state. Here, Angel Nūrīl's light assumes a more subtle, vast role. He becomes the measurer of inner light, balancing the purity of Ruh, meaning spirit, against the residues of Nafs, meaning ego. Tasawwufi texts state that in Barzakh, the angels of testing like Angel Nūrīl manifest as luminous thresholds that the soul must cross to rise into higher stations. Each threshold emits a different brilliance, corresponding to divine names, the Azma Allah, mercy, justice, truth, and light. If the soul cannot endure a specific light, it remains veiled at that level until purification is complete. Imam al-Ghazali explains, "The lights that descend in Barzakh are of varying intensities. Some souls are blinded by the light of guidance, while others are comforted by it. That light is an angel whose task is to distinguish true light from imitation." This corresponds with Qur'an Surah 57 verses 12 and 13, where Allah describes the believer's light in the hereafter. "On the day you will see the believing men and believing women, their light proceeding before them and on their right. It will be said, 'Your good news today is gardens beneath which rivers flow.'" Tasawwufi commentators often identify this preceding light as the light of Angel Nūrīl, or of his order of angels, who carry the soul's own radiance forward, leading it either toward proximity to Allah or delaying it for further purification. Role on the day of Qiyamah. When the day of resurrection dawns and humanity stands in the plain of gathering, Angel Nūrīl's presence expands to the scale of universality. He no longer tests individuals alone but manifests the divine equilibrium of light itself on the mizan, the balance of deeds. According to several classical exegeses, including Hazrat Tafsir al-Qurtubi and Hazrat Ibn Kathir, When the scales of deeds are set, the weight of light is the measure of sincerity. Here, Angel Nuril illuminate the truth value of each deed. What was done in truth shines, what was done for show turns to ash. The Prophet said, as recorded in Sahih Muslim 1905, on the day of resurrection, deeds will be weighed, and the lightest will be those done without sincerity. In the mystic interpretation, Angel Nuril's light passes through the records like a divine scanner, exposing the substance of faith within the outer shell of actions. A bright radiance in the scale signifies deeds imbued with divine presence. Thus, the real weight of the deed is its luminosity, and Angel Nuril oversees that revelation. On the Pul Sirat, the bridge over hellfire. When the souls cross the bridge over hell, described as finer than a hair and sharper than a sword, each believer will carry their own light of guidance. This light, the masters say, is the reflection of Angel Nuril's companionship through life and death. The Qur'an says in Surah 24 verse 40, "And whoever Allah does not grant light, for him there is no light." And in another verse of Surah 66 verse 8, "On that day their light will run before them and on their right. They will say, 'Our Lord, perfect our light for us and forgive us.'" The bridge is crossed by the momentum of one's light. Some glide as lightning, others stumble, and some are extinguished. Angel Nuril's role. Here is the guardian of light continuity. Those who maintain the divine flame within are surrounded by his radiance, crossing swiftly into safety. Those whose light flickered due to ego or hypocrisy find the bridge darkened before them. Maulana Rumi captures this mystery. When your deeds become light, you shall walk upon light. But if your heart holds darkness, even the bridge of light becomes fire beneath your feet. Finally, when the veils are lifted and the souls approach the divine throne, Angel Nuril stands as the final tester of proximity. His light becomes the veil of mercy before the soul is admitted into nearness, meaning qurb. Those who lived truthfully in divine light will find his illumination merging into their own essence, no longer an angel external to them, but their own purified luminosity. The Qur'an alludes to this in Surah An-Naḥl, verse 122. "Is he who was dead, and we gave him life, and made for him a light by which to walk among the people, like him who is in darkness from which he cannot emerge." The masters say the light by which he walks is Angel Nuril's trace engraved upon the soul, and on Qiyamah, when all shadows vanish, that light becomes the soul's final garment of acceptance, protection and awareness. Through a Kamil Murshid, a perfect spiritual guide, in Tasawwufi and Tariqat practice, a Kamil Murshid serves as the intermediary to attune the disciple to angelic guidance, including the light of Angel Nūrīl. The Murshid helps the seeker purify the heart, regulate breath, and engage in zikr in a way that prepares the soul to receive Angel Nuril's illumination. Tasawwufi texts, including Hazrat Ibn Arabi, describe how disciples under the guidance of a perfect Murshid can cultivate a subtle perception of divine light, allowing the angel to strengthen faith, guide in trials, and shield from spiritual darkness. The Murshid advises specific spiritual stations called Maqamat Muraqaba, meaning meditation on divine presence, Muhasaba, meaning self-accounting, Tazkiyah, meaning purification of the heart. These acts align the disciples' inner light with Angel Nūrīl, ensuring that in moments of trial, divine illumination reaches them without hindrance. A Murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the Murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A Kamil Murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in Tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay meaning nafs to light meaning ruh. The Kamil Murshid helps awaken this nafas al-Rahman meaning breath of the All-Merciful within the disciple. Also as stated in Surah Kaf verse 17, whoever Allah guides is truly guided, but whoever He leaves to stray, you will never find for them a murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous, like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In tariqat, the murshid teaches habs al-nafas meaning watching the breath and zikr kafi meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Through the Qur'an repeatedly emphasizes light as guidance and protection. Surah An-Nūr verse 35 states, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. Surah Al-Hadid verse 12 states, on the day you will see the believing men and women, their light proceeding before them. Surah Al-An'am 122 states, we made for him a light by which to walk among the people. Recitation of these verses, reflection upon them, and memorization are said to strengthen the angelic light within the heart, allowing Angel Nuril's illumination to operate more fully. Masters like Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani stress that Quranic light, when combined with heart-focused recitation, summons angelic assistance in spiritual trials and guidance. Through dua, prayers invoking divine light are directly linked to Angel Nuril's protection. O Allah, illuminate my heart with your light and let me walk in your guidance. Dua from the morning and evening, Adhkar emphasizes protection against spiritual darkness and deception. According to masters like Rumi and Shams Tabriz, these duas create a vibrational resonance, allowing the angel of illumination to descend and strengthen the soul's capacity to withstand trials. Acts to do, daily zikr and contemplation on Allah's names, especially Al-Nur and Al-Hadi. Regular recitation of light-related Quranic verses. Purification of heart and intentions in every action. Charity and acts of mercy which increase inner luminosity, following the guidance of a Kamil Murshid or spiritual master, meditative breathing and muraqabah to connect with inner light. Acts to avoid: neglecting daily prayers and dua, harboring envy, hypocrisy and deceit in the heart, as these are the traits of Iblis and Shayateen. Engaging in actions for worldly show rather than sincere devotion. Turning away from guidance of spiritual masters or ignoring divine instruction. Obsessing over worldly matters at the expense of spiritual illumination. Tasawwufi texts stress that these acts dim the angelic light, making the soul more susceptible to spiritual trials and reducing the influence of Angel Nuril's illumination. So dear viewers, Angel Nuril represents the illumination of faith, guidance and divine truth at every stage of existence. In the grave, Angel Nuril reveals the authenticity of the soul's faith. In Barzakh, he tests and purifies the soul, illuminating inner reality. On Qiyamah, he ensures the soul's deeds shine according to their sincerity, assisting in crossing the bridge and passing the mizan. Tasawwufi wisdom teaches that Nuril is not merely a messenger, but a mirror of divine light within the human heart. Through Murshid-guided purification, Quranic recitation, supplication, and righteous deeds, a seeker can harmonize with this angelic presence, ensuring spiritual protection, illumination in trials, and ultimate proximity to Allah. The angel of light remains a guardian, a tester, and a guide, reflecting the divine principle that faith, sincerity, and inner illumination are inseparable from salvation and the ultimate joy of the hereafter. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic, faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Insha'Allah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.